Hoi everyone, how yous doing? I hope yous enjoyed those 3 songs. They were fucking bangers in my opinion. And tonight, it's another Get Heavy interview with some riff magicians, Thrasherwolf. Hope yous are looking forward to this one. I know I am. 2 seconds, I'm trying to bring up my notes that I've been making. Get prepared, you know. Gotta get prepared. So I joined us this evening, Thrasherwolf. You've just heard 3 songs by them. You've heard Vanity, Blood Moon, and 1,000 Eyes. All 3 songs are fantastic, in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed them also. Go and check them out. You can follow them on Instagram. They've even got their own website. You can just put in the old Google search, Thrasherwolf, and it'll come up and bring you to their website. It gives you all the details on the band, gigs that they've got coming up, and telling you something now, from what I've seen, they've got some fantastic gigs lined up, which we will dive into in this interview. But I'm going to stop waffling on. I'm going to bring these lads on. Joining us tonight, we have Jack and Daniel, both the lead vocalist and guitarist, and rhythm guitarist as well. So, I hope you enjoy. So, switch me screens over. There we go. Boys.
Hello.
Hey, man.
You are live on Twitch.
Hey.
How yous doing?
Hey, doing really well, man.
Oh, buzzing. First of all, can I just say thank yous very much for doing this. I can't thank yous enough.
It's our absolute pleasure, man.
Taking time out of your busy schedules, of course, and working hard on making riff magic, as I like to say. So
yeah, that Netflix ain't gonna watch itself.
Excellent. So I like to start off these interviews with a bit of backstory, yeah, because that's the whole point of these at the end of the day. Let's get to know you as a band, and obviously we've got a lot of people here from the States who will not have heard of you, as well as people in the North who might not have heard of you. So, where are you from?
Thrasherwolf are from the darkest depths of South London, a place that no one really wants to be, but here we are.
So,
Not that
bad. I'm supposing not.
You're from a posh area, Jack. What do you want?
Well, not really.
It's Kingston. It's posher than where I am.
So,
Dan, you have a garden. That's posher than what I have.
The shed.
This is a cracking start. This.
Down.
Oh, this is standard with us. It's normally worse.
Is it? Fair enough.
Love you, Dan.
Oh, he's a tamed. The wolves are tamed tonight. We don't want that. Unleash, lads. Unleash it.
We can be more wild if you want.
So, how did yourselves meet? How did you all 4 years meet? Because obviously we've got 2 members missing. Who are the other 2 gentlemen?
Right. Well, Thrasherwolf started weirdly enough about a decade ago, but didn't really start to do anything like gig until about, I'd say, late 2019. I was just in college and I was like, you know what, thrash metal is amazing. I can play guitar. Why not I start? I'm actually a decent songwriter. I might as well try. So I just spent as much time as possible getting friends around, like trying to start a band up. Then they turned out to be crap, and I fired them. And I ended up just like getting onto social media. Actually, a little tip here: the old drummer from Thrasherwolf before Zach joined is sitting right there. That's Bill. He did the drums.
Absolutely oblivious.
There you go. He's my brother.
Hey, right.
Hello there, former drummer.
He did the drums for the entire first album and 1,000 Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He's honestly fantastic, but he's found a new path in life. You doing, Bill?
Yeah, I'm doing animals and that.
So it's like animal physiotherapy, animal management, that sort of thing.
Right.
He's like really
Oh, Dan, I don't know if you
Doing
can.
well.
I don't know
So
if
yeah,
you-
I met Jack.
Dan, just I was
That's
going
right.
to say, your camera kind of froze. I just wasn't sure if you could refresh it, but it seems to
The
have
camera.
sorted itself there now. But I
Yeah,
continue.
I met Jack on a website called bandmix.com where I put an ad out for a guitarist after I had to let go of the other one. And Jack came through, met us all up. I gave him the Vortex as his starter song to learn, being that if he can learn the Vortex, he can learn anything. You know? So
And I can still barely play it.
just barely now. And then we had to let the bassist go, so we were searching for another bassist, and it sort of went on like that for quite a while, where we were sort of swapping drummers and bassists up until about 2019, where we started properly gigging. We set out to London. I think our first gig was at the New Cross Inn. It was a really good venue, really good show, really good, decent, proper first gig for us to play. But then the bassist then left, and we had to get a new bassist in, and then the drummer, and it just kept going on like that. Our first gig, I'd say, as we are right now, was, I think it was August 2021.
Right.
I think we met Ray when we did an advertisement, and Ray, our bassist, sent us a video of him playing 1,000 Eyes, and he just looked so good and so into it. We decided to invite him into the studio, and we knew straight away that just the way he performed, the way he played that bass, we knew he was an established and experienced musician, and we just wanted him straight there and then. And then our drummer left again.
Oh, Jesus.
So we had to search around for a drummer, and luckily Ray knew someone, and that's how we met Zach, our lovely drummer that we have right now. He again is superb. He's always very into it, pours his heart and soul into those drums. He's just finished recording an entire album's worth of drums, which are being edited as we speak.
Oh, sweet. So how long has this current lineup been together? So about a year, would you say? Would you say that's right?
Year and a bit,
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, roughly about that. I think August 2021, we were doing a Camden Rocks all-dayer. I think that was the first time. No, it was the Metal to the Masses Pit Rounds 2021 that we played together as a unit for the very first time. Obviously, that first time is always a bit jarring, because you're still trying to learn each other's cues, get a feel for each other. But even so, I feel like we really gave it some that night, and
how did you fare in the Metal to the Masses 2021?
We lost that one. All the judges loved us, but we didn't manage to invite a lot of people then. That was mainly because, I reckon, when we started out, we did about 5 gigs in London, and then we decided to get out of London and go straight up north, so we could build an entire UK fan base.
Right.
Well, that was the time we joined Unearthed Music. So Unearthed really got us out there and pushed us into unknown territory, so we could build that rounder audience, so that when we were comfortable outside, we could come back into London and grow another audience here. And from what we've experienced with Metal to the Masses and London shows now, we are very comfortable in knowing that our London fan base is growing considerably, and the Pack brothers and sisters are taking the town, so to speak.
Yeah, because I know you're in the Metal to the Masses again this year, and have you reached the quarterfinals? Is that right?
Yeah, we're in the quarterfinals now. We're not quite sure when it's going to be yet. We know it's going to. Actually, no. I actually don't know any details about it yet. Just know we're in the quarterfinals.
Well, best of luck to you on that, and I hope you get through, because I'm attending Bloodstock this year, and it'd be awesome to meet up and have a beer in person with you. So
I think we're going to Bloodstock anyway, aren't we, Jack?
Oh, you
yeah,
Bloodstock anyway.
And Dan go. We've been past 2 years now, so.
Oh, nice. Were you there last year? Were you?
Yeah.
Oh,
in
nice
that
one.
disgusting heat.
Oh, it was absolutely horrendous, wasn't it?
It was
I hope
gross.
to God it's not like that. again. Jesus, wow, that was insane. Not good for us big lads. Do you know what I mean?
I've never seen a group of people so excited by a bag of ice cubes.
It wasn't just that. It was. I don't know if you remember on the Sunday there was like the tiniest bit of cloud cover, and it just covered the sun. And I think it was the loudest cheer of the entire weekend. That was absolutely insane.
I've done a lot of festivals, and that's the only one I've missed so many bands. I think Liam from Hell Factory was like to me, "Oh yeah, Jack, come watch Orbit Culture." I was like, "Yeah, all right." I went in the tent. I watched one song. I was like, "Fuck this!" I just went back again. It was disgusting.
Absolutely,
I missed so many bands I wanted to see because I just couldn't be bothered. It was just too hot.
Our good friends band, Cass and Jaffa, they were in the New Blood stage, and we had to stand like kind of like on the outskirts of the tent because it was just the further you go in, it was just a sweat box. So we kind of just stood at the side. We've got a bit of sun on my back, sort of thing, but you weren't like melting. Do you know what I mean? So it was absolutely horrendous.
It was boiling when we saw Hellfected when they did the morning mosh thing. It was already absolutely almost like Satan's summer house hot. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane that heat. What made you want to pursue music, out of curiosity?
It's always just an affinity I've had with, I'd say, just sort of creative work in general. It's sort of really been the only thing in life I've ever truly been good at is sort of anything sort of creative and to do with performance. The music just sort of spoke to me. I could play guitar at that point. I could write really good songs, and I didn't want them to go to waste. So I thought, you know what, I want to start a band and get into music and see how it goes. And touch wood, it's going amazingly well, and it's going to go even better.
They're doing absolutely fantastic at the minute. And what about yourself, Jack? What made yourself want to pursue?
My dad played guitar sort of when I was growing up, so he taught me a lot. I sort of started there. Joined the band when I was 18. They fired me because I was very shit. Nothing against them; they're still going. Great bunch of lads. At the time they got rid of me, so tried again. Failed the band, just a few mates, didn't go anywhere, and then found Dan. So it kind of for me being in a band like and touring the UK is a happy accident. So, it's always just been a bit of fun for me, but it's just sort of accidentally going really well. So hopefully it doesn't stop.
I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it'll continue to grow for you guys because, like I say, he's doing absolutely phenomenal at the minute. That's where we'll do. So the name Thrasherwolf. What is that all? Well, I'm kind of guessing he's a big Thrash fans by chance, Dan.
Yeah,
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I've always adored thrash metal music. My current absolute favorite band is Creator.
Oh yes.
I adore. I know some people are a bit iffy with the more melodic stage of Creator, but I'm of the opinion that they've never done a bad song. I adore Creator up and down, and I adore Hey Morales and just everything they've ever done. Thrasherwolf sort of came to be mainly because there wasn't as many other decent names as I had hoped. Our bassist at the time was doing a random word generator, and his best effort, he came up to me and he was like, Dan, I've got a name. And I was like, what man, you sound really excited. And he was like, Hanging Mammal. And I was like, you what? And I when you have to like resist the urge to touch someone. That's exactly how it was. And I went back home. I just sat on my bed and I was like, Hanging Mammal? Are you joking? So I was like, right, you know what? I want a name that's gonna just say everything, just in itself. Just we are what we say on what it is on the tin. And so we are thrash metal. Have Thrasher in there because I know it's Power Wolf, power like power metal, wolf. But you know what? bands with Wolf in the title tend to do somewhat okay. So Thrasherwolf. Oh my god, it works. It's actually quite good. So we went with it.
Why not? I dig it. Absolutely dig it. And I think it was just yourself, Dan, that came up with just the name. No one else helped, or just...
Yeah, honestly, it was just me sitting on my bed wondering what names are taken and what names
just
aren't.
stewing. What sounds good? What sounds good?
I don't think that was even in the band at that point, were you, Jack?
No, that's always been the name from the moment I joined, mate.
Would you have changed the name if you were in the band at the time, or are you happy with Thrasherwolf?
No, I'm quite happy with it. It's very memorable, so it's sort of easily kind of rolls off the tongue. Where some band names, I'm like, who the fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to have there. I can't talk. It's got to be memorable, and I think Thrasherwolf in a name is very memorable. So
Stands out.
Fun.
Stands out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, normally this part of I normally ask, how would you describe the music that you typically create? But the clue's in the name, the Thrasherwolf. So we'll kind of guess that you're a thrash band. But do you take any other elements from maybe any different genres from metal, or maybe it's not even from metal? Maybe you want to go a bit country, even a bit of blues. Maybe is there any other elements that you take?
When we look at the writing style of Thrasherwolf, we go with the premise that hearing one Thrasherwolf song will never give you everything we have to offer. There's always a variety of styles to our music, because although thrash metal is an encompassing title, it doesn't do justice to the number of different ways you can do thrash metal. Like 80s like bands like Razor, who just went straight from start to finish, giving you an absolute rip-roaring ear bleeding, or some of Creator's more modern stuff where you've got sort of a more of a melodic thrash nature, and then sort of even to Metallica, where the sort of Black Album stuff is more stompy, it's groovier. But you can get groove thrash, you can get melodic thrash, and Thrasherwolf's writing style takes all of that into account. You can hear that when you listen to our debut record, Vanity, for example, which I think you played there.
Yes, I did.
That's sort of like a Metallica-esque stomper. It's very groove metal in the way it does things. It maybe even be a tad avant-garde when it comes to calling it thrash. Maybe some people wouldn't, but honestly, I don't care if they do or not. It's us. And Blood Moon are sort of almost like a progressive groove thrash, melodic thrash thing going on, and then A Thousand Eyes is just a rip roar from beginning to end. There's a variety of styles in Thrasherwolf that you can pick up on, and we get influences from pretty much everywhere in the metal genres. There's even times where I've looked at some core bands and thought, you know what, that's actually a really cool thing, or the structure of that song really sits well with me, and I'm thinking, you know what, I would love to incorporate something similar in a song that I'm writing, and I go ahead and I do.
I definitely hear a little bit of Onslaught in your sets, in your tunes. I imagine big Onslaught fans as well.
I adore Onslaught. Absolutely adore Onslaught. Yeah. If I went onto Onslaught when I was listening to the 6th album, and I just loved them from there.
Nice. Sorry, Jack, I feel like I cut you off there. What you want to say?
No, I was just going to say, like, the style that Dan was talking about, it carries into the second album we're currently working on as well, without giving too much away. But obviously, we're doing the Moshing the Roof on. Is it Volume 4 now?
Yeah, Volume 4.
So yeah, we're releasing a demo track from the second album on that. So that's sort of like a taster of what the second album's going to be, basically. And it's for charity, so it's obviously a good thing.
Oh, nice one. Even better. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
If anyone wants to like access or pre-order even the charity album, head over to UK Thrashers. They're UK on like
Thrashers. I follow them on Instagram. So
yeah, they've been posting about Moshing the Roof on quite a lot at the moment because they're trying to drive up the sales. It's for What's the charity? I think it's combating homelessness, isn't it? So
Shelter.
it's for a good cause. I
Yeah,
think
it's
last
the charity Shelter, which
Yeah.
aims to the compilation aims to combat homelessness loudly.
Nice.
Yeah, and last year we were a part of it as well. I think it raised over $1,000. I think I
Wow.
can't remember.
It always raises over
Wow.
$1,000.
It's done very well every year.
Absolutely amazing.
So yeah,
Respect for,
shameless plug for that. Go check
respect for
that out.
doing that. Big respect for doing that. Big respect.
We love doing things like that. I'm always like looking for the sort of next way we can sort of be useful. Do you get what I mean?
I'm doing
Yeah,
it
we don't get
myself. I'm doing it myself as we speak. For February and March, all my Twitch subs, donations, etc., are all going to charity. Going to the Sophie Lancaster.
Excellent.
All going to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. I believe at the minute we're sitting at 239, which I'm sure will get bumped up when I receive my next payout, which should be around the 12th, 13th of this month, I believe. But I think we've come to agreement that the first £300 will go to Sophie Lancaster, and everything else afterwards will go to Mind, because I'm a big advocate, as I told you before we started, that I'm one half of One Side My Head podcast, which focuses about raising awareness of mental health. So the rest of what we get after 300 will go to Mind. So
Yeah,
Both very
that's
wonderful channels.
yeah,
Obviously,
definitely.
people watching this get donating. All
Thank
for
you
a
very
good cause.
much. It's just like I said, like people who's not like subbed or something, they'll normally get like a couple of adverts and stuff. So like all that's revenue, it just gets put into like all my Twitch like account at the end of the day, sort of thing. And then every month I get like a little payout. So everyone who like subs sends like tips or bits and things like that. Do you know what I mean? It just all gets added into this big GoFundMe. And then I've myself and a few of my moderators and one other have each just put in an additional £20 just to bump it up as well. So yeah, we're all for charity just as much as you guys. So big respect,
Absolutely.
big love for doing that. I would love to see. There's a big festival coming up in the northeast soon, done by Strike Promotions called Mindfest, which 3-day, just full of top bands, a lot of them from the northeast of UK, across 3 different venues, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the lineup just looks fucking insane, honestly. When we're finished, I'll send you the link, and like I say, that's all for charity as well. So, if they're here watching live, big shout out to Strike Promotions for that. So, moving on though, so you've released, you've only got one full album, which is We Are the Revolution, which I do believe was released back in September 2020. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, go on, Jack.
We were going to hold off, weren't we? And then COVID become a thing, and we just kind of went fuck it, and we just it just got to a point where we just wanted it out there because we couldn't gig and all that kind of crap that come with all that. So yeah, we just threw it out into the wild. We never did an album release show for it because of that, but I think it was the right decision. I didn't want to sit on it for however long it was going to be at the time. I think it was probably like another half a year before we started gigging. So yeah, that's how that came about.
It may sound stupid, but I still want to do a belated album release show for that. Almost ironically at this point, just a sort of just a last little fuck you to COVID.
Who done the album work, out of curiosity, on that?
The artwork.
The artwork. I'm assuming the 4 wolves is meant to represent you guys.
Yeah, at first the actual idea I had was sort of like an army of wolves coming out of the shadow, sort of like banner in hand. It was going to be quite a basic piece, but I don't think it planned out that way. It turned out a bit more bit more realistic. Because we wanted it out, and we obviously couldn't see COVID coming. We were sort of like firing off for pieces of artwork left, right, and center, and I think that's sort of just how it ended up. And yeah, the Wolves were meant to represent us as band members. It was done by, ironically, a person called Thrasherwolf, who was an Australian guy, I think. He was more like an illustrator, so he did the thing, but the sort of background, I don't think he was able to manage. But that's what we got.
He's done a fantastic job on it. I really dig it. Really dig it. What's the story behind We Are the Revolution? What's the revolution about?
Well, We Are Revolution. It's just sort of an album about sort of being sort of against your oppressors. When you look around sort of life in general, you see oppression pretty much everywhere, and being that we were just a young band just starting out, we wanted to do exactly that same thing. We wanted to reach out and to speak out, and let our voices, the voice of the pack, so to speak, let it be heard. So when we made We Are Revolution, we saw it as a war against oppression, and we're hoping to make the sort of war saga longer. We have prequels and sequels for war already completely written down. It's just knowing when to create them.
Yeah. Cool. So what was the writing process for this? Did you all get together in a room and jam together, or was it kind of just recording your own personal space and basically send it back and forward?
Dan's like the brain of all the songs, pretty much. Dan does all the writing. We do tend to sit down and tear them apart. Sometimes have mild arguments when we don't agree. But then obviously we get there in the end, and that's sort of how it goes. But like, all credit to Dan for the writing. Pretty much.
Basically, I lay golden eggs, and then they crack them open and suck the yolk out from inside, and then replace it with what they want.
That's a nice analogy there.
They rip open my baby.
So
yeah, I usually just I'm a guy who I write in bulk. So at this current time, I'm sitting on about 60 new songs.
Holy shit!
All of which, yeah, basically, yeah, all of which I want to. We basically sorted for the next 6 albums. It's just picking what songs to be on what. And I'm constantly writing more all the time as well. So I'll write a song, do a guide for it, like record a small guide. They're always crap anyway, but I send it through to the guys anyway. They'll sit down, they'll look at what I've done, say, I like this part, I don't like that part, maybe this could be shorter, maybe we'll need a bit more of that. I'm always happy to accommodate things like that, of course, unless of course I've written things with a purpose, like with War. It's 11.5 minutes long, but I did that for a reason. That's because War itself is a long thing. It's long, it's drawn out, there's not always an end in sight, and it felt right to make it an 11.5 minute long song.
And when you say War, I think you mean like We Are Revolution, just for anyone who didn't know.
The title track. We call it War for short because obviously We Are Revolution is a what's it called again? It's a
acronym.
That's it. It's an acronym for war.
So, what like inspirations have you taken for it, like lyrically wise?
Lyrically, it wasn't so much of an inspiration thing. It was more just because a lot of the songs that we have on that album were written before the band as we know it today were even a part of it. We had a 5-song EP that we tried to bury very quickly after it was released.
Got a copy somewhere.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my mission to go and find it.
Good luck. Good luck.
You'd be surprised what we can find on the internet.
I think it was Vermilion, Steel, The Pack, Blood Moon, Vortex and Ruins were recorded for that EP, and it was recorded for an amp literally the size of my fist. For like the first ever project for a band, it will do, but like we thought, you know what? No, let's re-record these, add a few songs to it, and make an actual full-length album for it.
What was the app? It was a PV Viper or something, wasn't it? It was...
Yeah. It's a PV Viper 3, I think.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, I wouldn't have had a clue if you didn't say out. So you just dropped yourselves.
I remember I joined, didn't I? Like midway through the recording of that EP, and then I remember going to the recording with you, and you just rocked up this little PV Viper, and I was like, I don't know much about recording, Dan, but what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, there's a reason that's not about anymore.
So Dan, you said you've got 60 songs in the pipeline sort of thing.
Yeah.
How do you come up with, like, do you just sit with a guitar and do you just write? Does it just come naturally, or do you take, maybe you watch like a movie, or do you read something in a book, magazine, or something? I like the sound of like a lyric, like that word, and take it.
Songwriting has always felt natural to me. I've literally just sat down with a guitar and just sort of wrote. I'd written a riff, and I was like, "Yeah, that's really good." So I'll put that to the side, and then I'll sort of be humming it throughout the day, and people are looking at me like I'm an absolute madman. So I'm just sort of going, and they're just sort of like, "Oh, who's this guy? He looks dangerous." And I'll think, hang on, I know exactly what would be really cool to follow that up. And so I'm sort of like humming away another little bit underneath it. And I'm like, and suddenly I've been sectioned. I'm in a straitjacket and I'm in a big rubber room. I head back. I grab the guitar and I start trying to piece it out. But as you said before, there are some times where I've sat down, I've watched a thing like. I'm just going to say it now. Like this will be appearing on the second album. There is a song called "Hanging House," which was influenced by, weirdly enough, an episode of Most Haunted.
Right.
The absolute strangest thing to ever be influenced by, I'd say, is where they visited this sort of Scottish, I think it was Scottish prison or something, a northern prison of some kind, where they had a building specifically for dragging the prisoners up and hanging them. And they had this pit down below where they used to drop the bodies. And I thought, hot damn, what a sort of premise. I can imagine the music video for that already. I've got so many images in my head. So I was like, right, yeah, Hanging House, let's get that sorted. And I came up with a riff and just ran with it from there.
And how long would you say seeing that episode did it take in total to put like a riff, melody?
I'd say it took me a good year and a half.
Right.
Because it's weird. Sometimes I can bang out a song and everything feels great. Sometimes I feel like as I'm writing it, it might feel a bit forced, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop. I'm going to just wait it out, let it come naturally. I'll be halfway writing halfway through about a dozen other songs, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to come back to this one and see what happens. And suddenly something amazing happens, and the entire song is done within the next day.
And what about yourself, Jack? Do you contribute? Maybe you've brought a lyric, some riffs, or anything to any of the songs?
Normally, I just kind of, because I'm not a writer by any means.
Just take what Dan tells you to do, sort of thing.
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, I have an opinion. Sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, let's play it like this instead," or sometimes I just make a riff that sounds nice. I can never make a full song because I suck at writing, so I just go, "Dan, here's a riff." I like do a thing. And then you've made a few songs that way, haven't you?
So you've given like a few bits and pieces, and then the alpha of the pack then finishes it for you.
I mean, the riffs that Jack gives me are all really, really damn good riffs. They've always made it into the songs that we're going to bring out in the future. Especially some of the clean stuff that he's done. Some of the sort of the arpeggiated chord segments that he's written, I've really been impressed by. So I've always taken the opportunity to stick those in songs that are going to be coming up, probably album 3 or 4.
Already thinking ahead.
I won't even remember I wrote them.
Well, the other guys, do they bring anything like whiffs or drum parts, etc., or do you write bass as well, Dan, as well as drums, or do they come from Zach? And
I used to write the bass before Raymond came, but as Raymond quite happily lets me know, you write bass like a guitar player. Yes, I do. I'm a guitar player who writes bass. And so when it came to sort of like for the stuff for the second album, I've just given Ray the guitar tracks or what we've got so far, and just said, write a track for this, which he's done, and he's sort of really been good that way. He's not tried to overcomplicate things, and the syncopated bits he's done really stand out, and they really add quite a lot to the thing. Zach as a drummer, I have no say in what drums go over the tracks. I mean, I might listen to the guides he makes and be like, can we have it a tad bit of a different way or something like that? But 95% of the time, the drums that Zach writes for us sound absolutely superb, and not just Zach, but Billsy over here.
he's a ghost in his game, him, mate.
The drumming that he did, because he wrote the entire first album, and he wrote 1,000 Eyes drum wise as well. And for a young drummer to have done an 11.5-minute long drum track for the title track for a debut album, I think was actually superb.
I would never let him write the drums.
Oh, dear me. Coming from your own brother, that as well, Dan.
That's coming from my own brother.
That's gotta suck.
I completely agree with him. That's what's sad.
Fair enough. Does your brother if Zach's not available? Does your brother sometimes like step in to help out live, or you've got a show and you really don't want to miss it, and Zach can't make it? Will your brother like help out?
Nah, he's completely withdrawn from drumming now. I think it's been too long now, isn't it?
Yeah, my schedule's like it's fat. I've got a fat schedule.
It's a shame because you've got a cracking talent. It's a shame.
Yeah, he has got a cracking talent.
You ruined it for him.
Yes.
Former rival band. Just do it the Metallica and Megadeth way. Just start slating each other.
Oh my god!
I was kicked out of Thrasherwolf, man.
Nolan Liam Gallagher, but this time it's thrash metal.
Why not? Hey, you never know. People talk then. Do you know what I mean? Get yourselves in the press.
Exactly. Yeah.
Moving on, you've also released a banger of a single back in 2022, 1,000 Eyes, which is what we played earlier on as well. We also featured this, I believe, end of January, early February, and fucking love that. Absolutely amazing song, and I love guitar solos. Who's playing the solo? Because you've done a fucking cracking job. Who's rocking that solo?
I think I did the recording and the solos, but when it comes to doing it live, I'll do the first one, and Jack handles the one at the very end.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. The pair he is. So, are you building? You've pretty much already answered this as well, but because you've already got 6 albums all ready to go, pretty much. But so is the next record, like, I'm taking 1,000 Eyes, you're building on that? Is that going to be part of the new album? Or is that just going to be like a standalone single on its own?
1,000 Eyes is a standalone. I feel like it's good enough on its own to sort of to be a standalone single. The second album will feature 10 completely new tracks. And the most we're going to give away, of course, is that Moshing the Roof On track, which even then is very well produced demo called Call of the Wolves.
Right. And when can we expect that to drop?
The second album?
Well, singles or anything related to it, anything.
Well, whenever Moshing the Roof On comes out for Call of the Wolves, I can't remember off the top of my head when that is. So I think
it's been a year since he's released 1,000 Eyes, because it was released 2022 last year. This year, last year I wanted, so it's been roughly. So I was just curious as to when we're going to expect some new tunes from you.
I mean, in terms of album 2, it's really difficult to say because there's not much left to do in terms of recording, but there's bits and pieces we need to do alongside the recording. I mean, possibly the end of the year, like later half of this year, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but it'll be something like that. It's
rough estimate, anyway. Rough estimate. So
yeah,
towards the
it's
end
realistic.
of the year.
That's realistic.
Yeah, cool. Who done the artwork on that, by the way, for 1,000 Eyes?
It's our very good Ukrainian friend, Zeming Watcher, or
Right.
Dmitry. He's an absolutely fantastic artist, and we really wish him all the best. Obviously, with what's going on in Ukraine right now, I don't think he's had obviously a lot of time to do much art. But he's an absolutely fantastic artist, and if he's listening to this, I really wish him the best.
Are you still in contact with him? Yeah.
We did send an email out, I think about 6 weeks ago to him, but we haven't heard anything back, and we really do hope he's okay.
Yeah. The shit situation over there in the at the minute. So like I say, I hope he's all right. Hopefully, gets in contact with you soon.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking the same thing. I really hope he's okay.
Yeah.
So we are happy to say that there is a piece that he has done for us that will be appearing in sort of the PR campaign for the release of the second album, and it's an absolute doozy. It's amazing, honestly.
Nice. I can't wait to see it. So we've already. So what's the story behind 1,000 Eyes? So curiosity, because like I said, that you got like a monitor, haven't you, with all like just thousands like eyes, of course, on the artwork, but meaning behind it.
It's got a double meaning. 1,000 Eyes. Not only is it a song that talks about sort of that sort of 1984 feeling, if you get what I mean, where surveillance is everything, and everyone who's higher than us is living life through infrared and seeing everything we're pretty much doing, buying, paying, watching, all that sort of stuff. But it was also inspired by the whole by everything that happened with the Sophie Lancaster, where obviously with what happened to her, the song is sort of talking about people of alternative culture, of be it like metalheads, goths, emos, everything, being judged by those in society who may not understand, who may be too ignorant to sit down and try and comprehend the alternative cultures. And I'd written the song to sort of signify that us of alternative cultures are being judged by 1,000 eyes who are staring us down, and that we should not be afraid. We should be standing proud, and we should be unified to be exactly who we are.
Wow. Wow, just didn't even know what to say. I mean, that perfectly well said, and yeah, I'm lost for words. You've just said, man. So I'm a big believer in all that. So yeah, man, absolutely blown away by that.
It's a song for every metalhead, every alternative culture.
Yeah, man.
I didn't write it to be an anthem of any kind, but it's just a song and a meaning that means a lot to me. And of course, when releasing it, I hope we really hoped it meant a lot to other people too.
Yeah, man. I can remember being like a young mosher back in the day, because I didn't consider myself like, I was just a kid who just fucking loved heavy music. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't walk the streets. Walk the streets around where I lived. Do you know what I mean? People would walk up to us and spit on us, do you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Just you dirty stinking hippie and just shit like that. Do you know what I mean? It was just you goth, and I was like, I'm nothing like a goth. Do you know what I mean? I just wore band t-shirt, jeans, blah blah blah, and you know what I mean. So absolutely, that's why I love the Sophie Lancaster Foundation for what it's doing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fucking disgraceful for what happened to Sophie Lancaster. So yeah, that meaning behind that song, man, mate, you'll have no idea what that means to me. And she's not here at the minute. My wife as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's currently at Graft, and she kind of went through the same sort of issues.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, she was considered a goth back in her day, but she kind of stopped doing it because she was frightened. Because every time she would go out, like you just said, the thousand eyes on you. Do you know what I mean? You're getting judged just because you got black hair, black lipstick, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, big respect for that, man. I absolutely love it. And like you say, 1,000 eyes. Do you know what I mean? It makes perfect sense when you explain it.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. So, we've already discussed your current position on Metal to Masters, but you've also been announced for Manifest. Is that right?
Manifest, yeah,
Holy
boy.
shit, that fucking lineup looks insane, man.
We're playing with Overkill.
What the fuck?
I'm buzzing.
I'm gonna read out to our live viewers who's playing Manifest, which I believe it's near Milton Keynes. Correct us if I'm wrong, lads. Yeah.
It's Whittlesbury Park, right next to Silverstone.
Right, holy shit! Right, look, you've got Overkill, you've got Venom Inc., some local lads, of course. Nervosa, Divine Chaos, Lawnmower Death, Ex-Hoarder, and fucking Soilwork.
Oh god, yeah.
That is a fucking festival and a half right there.
We've also got the entire trifecta playing as well, so it's there'll be Blacklist and Hellfected, and Imperium will also be playing playing Manifest as well. Our good London homeboys, and I believe Reaper from Unearthed is playing as well. Reaper UK. It's just going to be such an amazing time. I'm going for the entire weekend.
Right.
I'm still in disbelief that
this will be your second. You've played this last year as well, didn't you?
Manifest North. I believe we
North,
played.
was it? Right.
Yeah, we played with Evil, Divine Chaos.
When they say North, because it's that Manchester way for you guys, but
yeah, it was the bread shed up in Manchester.
Right, so not like north, like where were you?
Yeah.
And as we would say, anything past the Tyne is south.
Well, we say anything past Watford is north.
Fair enough.
So you leave the M25, you're in the north.
Yeah.
Fair play. But honestly, mate, that fucking lineup is absolutely insane, and that's happening in May, right? Is that May?
Yeah,
it is. Shit. It is. I think we are playing May 27th.
Right. I'm half tempted to grab myself a ticket.
Yeah,
have a drive down. Is it camping? Do you know off the top of your head? Is it a camping weekend? I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's an open air festival, I think so. So yeah, there will be camping, I believe.
Wow. I was just looking at the lineup this morning when I was putting like me bits of notes together. I was like, "Fucking hell, what a list! What a list!" I would love to see Nervosa as well, because Nervosa, all female, fronted like thrash band, and they are fantastic.
They're amazing,
absolutely amazing. Divine Chaos, I've seen before. Lawnmower Death and Ex-Hoarder. I've never had the chance to see Ex-Hoarder, but they've got an absolute one of my favourite songs, My Time, which was released a couple of years ago. It's just fucking fantastic. It is, man. Absolutely amazing. So we're coming to my final question before we move on to viewer questions. what's coming up in the future? So we'll know about that banging gig that you've got for Manofest. But what else have you got in the pipeline? What's coming up in the future for Thrasherwolf?
Well, other than the sort of second album, and all the new music and new things we are raring to show, there's going to be a hell of a lot of trifecta movement over the next year. It's going to be absolutely everywhere. Even we don't know 100% of the details yet, but just know that you'll be seeing a trifecta, which is us, Hellfected, and Blacklist, absolutely everywhere. And we plan to bring the trifecta thrash to everywhere. We are also playing Mangata Fest as well. I believe that's in July. That's going to be an amazing time. I believe we're going to be playing with Azazel and Heart of a Coward.
Nice.
Amazing band. Very amazing
Heart of a
band.
Coward are fantastic.
They are. They're superb.
Never had the privilege of seeing them live yet, but what I've heard on musically, fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. So there's honestly there's so much in the pipeline, you sort of can't really fathom it all.
Yeah, I can't really process the question, to be honest. I'm so tired. I'm like,
No, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll get to the real question, shall we? Because this is when we'll get to the funny shit from the viewers, from the viewers that's watching live right now. Let's see what that's.
Bring it on.
Let's see what they've got for us. So while we wait for everyone to get typing away for their questions, what's your take on this 15% cut that venues are taking?
Oh my god!
Oh,
disgusting.
I'm guessing
we've already said we're going to be selling our merch from a back alley out of the back of any venue who dares to try and tax us on our merch. I don't care if it looks like a shady black market drug deal. I'm not getting charged 15% for the merch. We have worked and paid bloody hard to get manufactured.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's not. It's not. No.
Profit margins.
I don't know if you've seen what. We actually discussed this on episode 12 of War Inside My Head podcast about what Malevolence done when they were in Italy. I don't know if you follow them on Instagram, but basically they become their own bootleggers. So basically what they've done, they've just got a washing up line, some stands, and just put their shirts on sale outside their tour bus.
That's fantastic.
Basically told the venue, "Go and stuff yourselves. We're not paying you 15%. We'll just sell it ourselves outside on the street."
That's exactly what we plan to do, isn't it, Jack?
If you rent a van or whatever it is that you guys do when you go on the road, you know what I mean? Just, a couple of washing up lines, pegs, blah, 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 and just hang them up outside your van. Sell your shit.
We've already got a little speech planned for if a venue dares try, but right, we're going to charge you 15%. I was like, are you now, lad? Are you?
Is that right? No. Didn't think, see? So we've got our first question from Bags for Dice. What is your go-to comfort food?
That's a really difficult one. Jack, what will I think about this one?
It's got to be a Domino's pizza. That's a hangover cure right there as well.
Is it? Topping though, because I'm sure I've had this discussion a couple of weeks ago on stream. Do you have pineapple on your pizza?
No, I'm not heathen.
Oh, thank God for that. Oh, I was worried. I was worried there for a second. It's disgraceful. It does not belong on pizza.
How quick would you boot me if I said yes?
Oh, seconds, mate. I literally had my finger ready to go. Right, Jack's away.
Bye, Jack. You'll have your resignation in the post.
Cancel Thrasherwolf. I'm done. Dear me. Yourself, Dan, what's your comfort food?
For me, it's got to be anything to do with Terry's chocolate orange.
Oh, there we go.
You know, Bill, could you quickly grab us that bag in my drawer?
What's happening?
Yeah, my secret stash. I have to hide it in case people nick it. These have been my go-to comfort snacks for ages now. They're just banging.
Is that left over from Christmas? Would it not survive that long?
Basically, yeah. I know a place that's still selling them.
Oh, really?
Wasn't that the bag we had in the car and it was dark and I said I'd crash it if you gave me dark chocolate?
Yes. And then I gave you dark chocolate on purpose just to see what happened.
just run you off the road, plow into a tree or something.
Yeah, I actually said I going into a tree. I'd rather die.
But the best one will always be the white chocolate. White chocolate, Terry's chocolate orange. Cannot whack it.
Nice. So we've got another one from Dream Warrior. One has to go. First one, Greg's steak bake. 2, Greg's sausage roll. What do you choose? One of them has to go.
Oh, mate.
Don't really get that. It's got to be a sausage roll when I go to Greg.
Sausage roll.
Easy.
Get rid of the steak bake.
Steak bake, wow.
Bill agrees with that. Keep the sausage roll.
Yeah, it's not as good as the chicken bake.
That's true. The chicken bake is really, really, really good.
Cool. Is there a guilty pleasure song you'd love to cover in the style of Thrasherwolf?
That is a really tough question. Because there's a lot of guilty pleasures. Because I'd actually say I don't believe in the phrase guilty pleasure. I feel like if you want to listen to something, then by all means listen to it. Different strokes, different folks, isn't it? I mean, I'm going to admit it now. Nickelback's Far Away album, I adore.
And now Thrasherwolf's definitely been cancelled.
Definitely, yep. Right, that's
I think it.
See you later, boys really and girls. Stream's about to end. They like Nickelback. That's it. We're done.
Hey, don't paint everyone with the same brush. You said they. I'd say it.
I'd say if we were going to cover anything in the style of Thrasherwolf, I'm really trying to bring the guys around to doing what's it called again? Something Blitz, Ballroom Blitz.
Right.
Sweet.
Yourself, Jack, what would you like to cover, if anything?
I don't know, to be honest, because all the covers I suggest are like creator songs and stuff, and it's basically a similar style to what we do anyway. So,
oh, right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm assuming that's a question from 13th Thought. How many pop bangers are in your road trip playlist? Ooh, that is a decent question. Every band has them, apparently.
I don't think we do, Jack, do we?
Denial.
Yeah, no, because it's your playlist, so it's more like dad rock than anything. It's either like metal or dad rock with you.
So when you're travelling on the road, you didn't rock a bit of Spice Girls?
White Snake a dad rock, Jack?
S Club 7?
No. Sometimes when like we've rented vehicles and we've toured with Hellfected, we've had stuff like that on with them, but if I did that in Dan's car, he'd probably throw me out while we're still moving. So
Dan, why would you do that for? Disgraceful.
You turned Thin Lizzy off. What are you doing?
Oh, get in. Kim Winter, what's your favourite venue you played at? And hey, Dan and Jack, by the way.
Boy.
Oh, it's Kim.
Let me just say this now. Kim Winter is an absolute legend.
Oh.
He goes absolutely everywhere. Okay, I'm all over the country to see underground bands, and he's an absolute legend. So everyone, just give him all the absolute love you possibly can. He's fantastic.
Sweet. Well, he's dropped me a follow, so I must say thank you very much, Kim Warrior. Oh, Kim Winter, sorry, my apologies. So I appreciate
he is a warrior.
Absolute legend, thank you. But yeah, favourite venues he's asking.
That's a really difficult one. Jack, what's yours?
I love the Fighting Cocks in Kingston just because it's my local and I can get very, very drunk. And not have to worry about getting home.
Like in the name of the pub, of course.
Yeah, the Hairy Dog in Derby is also absolutely amazing because it's huge. But the stage there it's so much fun. It's probably one of the biggest stages we've played on, I think. So that's always good fun as well.
There are a lot of really good venues about the country we've played. Picking like a small select few is going to be really tough, but if I could name a few, it'd be the Fighting Cocks, the Hairy Dog, the Hive in Rotherham, the Dev in London. I really enjoy playing because it just has such a cozy atmosphere to it. The Underworld, we played there as well.
Oh, that's really good. There, I forgot about that one.
I adored playing at the Underworld.
Yeah, great.
It just felt so awesome. And if anyone from the Underworld is watching, please have us back because we want to come back. It's a lovely venue and we adore playing there. The Bread Shed in Manchester was really, really cool to play at. That is a lovely venue. Love the way it's decorated and just the way it all feels. But you know what, Colville as well, the Bikers Pub in Colville, that always delivers. Especially when we do the Colville Metal Invasion festivals. There's so many.
Well, how about this one? Any venues that you would not like to play at again? You can literally avoid it. I will not play there again.
I think the only one we'd ever say we'd never play it again is already closed down.
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's never go back to North Wales.
North Wales.
God for life.
Twang of North Wales, like? Lovely place.
Well,
our experience of it was drug deals and biker gangs. So that wasn't fun.
Fair enough.
fun.
Bad experience in North Wales.
Yeah.
Yep. Very bad.
We've got another one from the Dream Warrior. Since you brought upon the talk of pineapples on pizza, have you boys heard of Pizza Homicide by Samurai Pizza Cats?
That's a completely new one.
No.
I can't remember. I know it's got one of the members from Electric Callboy. Sorry, no longer Eskimo. Can I stop calling them Eskimo Callboy? But Electric Callboy.
I'll have to give them a listen. That if they can like drop us a message with a link to one of their songs, I'll give it like a.
Well, if you're in no rush to leave after you're finished, we'll be playing some tunes after you were finished. So we're not just literally just going to cut the interview off and end the stream. We're playing some tunes as well, of course. So I'm sure one of them will put it on for you to have a listen.
Nice.
Any other questions? Oh, well, there's another one from Bags for Dice. Do you have a lucky charm you take to gigs?
Lucky charm.
No.
I don't think so. I think my sort of lucky object for gigs and stuff is my my guitar, my sort of main war horse. It's a V300 that I've been playing for like 10 years now. Battered, it's bruised, it's broken, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, like I say, like we said before we started. To be fair though, Jack, you've got a nice Gibson on the wall. You don't want to take that to gigs and swing that about. Look at it.
There's a Gibson.
Look at it. Look at it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
I'm too scared, especially with Gibson's habit of breaking.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Do we have any other questions before we wrap it up, boys and girls? Or everyone in between? Have I missed any? I don't want to be getting wrong for missing questions. Everyone's using the new redeem that we've got, which is good. So I'm assuming I haven't missed any. I think we're good. Well, I think we'll end up there for the night, boys. Cheers very much again for doing this. I've had an absolute blast. It's been a good laugh. And we've got to know more about Thrasherwolf, which I fucking love.
It's been an absolute pleasure to be on here, man. Thank you so much for having us.
I can't thank you guys enough for taking time out of writing 6 albums, of course. must be super busy. How in God's name you've got time to come and chat to a little Geordie like me? But Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like I said, this will be uploaded to YouTube at a later date.
We've always got time. Always got time. We'd like to just remind everyone that we have a new website up, www.thrasherwolf.com. It holds all our upcoming shows, an entire page for our new merch. So if any of you guys want to help us financially support the creation of our second album, then please feel free, head to our website to grab a shirt or a patch or something, or even if you're thinking about coming to one of the upcoming shows, just head to the ticket links we've got, or head to our GoFundMe, which is still active, that we are using to help fund our second album as we speak. And any of your donations or just any help, it will be rewarded and so appreciated. And I'd like to give a big shout out to the rest of the trifecta, which I've mentioned before, Hellfected and Blacklist, as well as Unearthed Music and our manager Liam Barlow, and Neil from UK Thrashers, who's an absolute legend.
Nice.
And,
Excellent.
I'd like to give a massive shout out to the entire London Metal Coalition as well, as they're all absolutely spectacular guys, and we hope to be working a lot more with them soon.
Nice one. Excellent. I've posted your website in the chat for everybody, so the link is there for everyone to click and have a browse at your own leisure.
Yay!
Brilliant. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you everyone who's turned up to watch Thrasherwolf in this interview. There they are in person. I've had an absolute blast. Hopefully they'll come to the tune before long. Come further north. Go a little bit further than Manchester, lads. Come to north. Guys, come to the tune.
We plan to.
I love it. But if not, if you don't get there beforehand, hopefully I'll be dropping you a DM and we'll have a couple of beers at Bloodstock.
Yeah, do it, man.
Absolutely do.
Sweet, no worries. So hang around, everybody. We're not just gonna end. We're gonna be blasting some tunes, take some song requests from everyone. So Dan, Jack, if you have not got anywhere to be and you want to hang out and play some tunes for her, hang around. So, guys, until next time, I'm Beardbo. That's Dan and Jack from Thrasherwolf.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.